So, the Minnesota Vikings Week 17 matchup against the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers allegedly did not go the way that the Vikings wanted to, but does matter. Vikings are still 12-4, want some more, and it does look like they're grooved into the 3 seed in the NFC with San Francisco 49ers beating the Raiders in overtime. Props to the Raiders. Giving the Niners a game is what it is. And even though the Vikings couldn't capitalize on the Eagles dropping their second game in a row, leaving the door wide open for the 1 seed, sort of is what it is. And the Vikings could greatly benefit from resting some starters Week 18 against the Bears and getting them healthy for the playoffs. And if they are stuck in the 3 seed, the New York Football Giants have already secured the 6 seed with the Cowboys in at 5 and 7 still being up in the air. So maybe good. The Vikings can prepare 2 weeks for the Giants, get everyone healthy, and welcome them back into US Bank Stadium, where Greg Joseph just dropped a 61-yarder from Rochester on them. It's good times, man. But looking around, the Vikings can still get the 2 seed if the Vikings beat the Bears Week 18 and the Niners lose at home against the Cardinals, where I like David Blau, but David Blau is going to be starting for the Cardinals against the Niners. Probably not going to happen, right? So that's the only way that the Vikings can sneak back into the 2 seed and would host the 7 seed. So I think that Kevin O'Connell may look at the situation like, we're good. Also, since it is a West Coast game, it's still TBD because they're going to have a couple of Saturday games. But absent the Niners and Cardinals being moved to Saturday, the Vikings won't know in all likelihood, because Vikings-Bears will probably be on Sunday at noon, if not on Saturday, and they'll probably put the Niners and Cardinals game in the late window because of the West Coast. So the Vikings won't know if they need to win or whatnot. So I think that Kevin O'Connell may just choose to rest the starters. Whatever happens against the Bears, and then go from there. Some other NFC scenarios. So 3 teams in the NFC still have a chance at the 1 seed. The Eagles clinch with a win against the Giants, or Dallas lost at Washington, San Francisco lost at Arizona, and if they lose. So all 3 of them lose, they're still the 1 seed. Niners can clinch in with a win against Arizona, and then Philly loses to the Giants, so they have the clearest path. And then the Cowboys can actually come in and steal the NFC East, which would have been crazy a couple weeks ago. If the Eagles lose and they beat Washington, as well as the San Francisco loses to Arizona. So, this would steal them the NFC East, but it would have the 2 seed if Arizona still lost to San Francisco. A little bit convoluted, but there you go. So there's 3 teams vying for that. So the Cowboys at 12-4. If they match the Eagles at 13-4, and the Eagles lose and the Cowboys win, the Cowboys actually win the NFC East. And if the Niners lose, they get the 1 seed, which is kind of crazy. But if the Niners do win, but the Cowboys win and the Eagles lose, this is convoluted. We should just pull up the playoff machine. Maybe that's what we'll do. And then clinching scenario. So Packers have a win and in scenario at home against the Lions. Again, how convenient. The Packers get 2 key home matchups at the end of the season. Lions clinch with a win at Green Bay, and the Seattle loss to the Rams, which, I don't know, could happen. And then the Seahawks clinch if they beat the Rams, and then Green Bay loses to Detroit. So let's run through some of these scenarios here. So looking at the NFC, let's look at Week 18 because only AFC games are left. So say the Vikings win and the Niners lose to the Cardinals, so the Vikings will end up with the 2 seed clear. Now the Cowboys' path to the 1 seed. So the Cowboys win, the Eagles lose to the G-Men, even though the Giants are locked into the 6 seed, so the Giants may have zero incentive to play the starters. And then the Niners would lose to the Cardinals. So then they would end up with the 1 seed, and also with the Niners losing, if the Vikings beat the Bears, I mean, they would end up as the 2 seed, which would be kind of awesome. Eagles maintain the 1 seed as long as they win, or if all 3 of the teams lose, and then let's get nuts. So Cowboys win, the Eagles lose, and the Niners win. So the Niners would end up with the 1 seed there. There you go. So then going through the various wild card so only the 7 seed is up for grabs. So Green Bay controls their own destiny in this situation. So Green Bay wins, they are indeed in. And then if the Lions win and the Seahawks lose, and then Detroit is in. But if the Lions win and the Seahawks win, then Seattle's in. But if Green Bay wins, or what happens if they tie those jabronis? Seattle still gets in. There you go. I was like, it's always so annoying when you're talking playoff scenarios, and then there's always one person in the conversation just like, well, what if they tie? Shut up. Shut your face. But I think that it would behoove the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell to rest their starters, try and get everyone healthy, keep everyone healthy. I mean, so you're sitting Brian O'Neill and Garrett Bradbury. You should consider sitting Darisaw. You should sit Kirk, Dalvin, Jefferson, Thielen, Hawkinson, Za'Darius, Diesel Dalvin, Harrison Phillips, Danielle Hunter, Kendricks, Patrick Peterson, Harrison Smith. At a certain point, you start running out of roster guys on the roster. But hell, go out there with a skeleton crew, play with 24 players, and then just go from there. Go from there, man. Also, call up Josh Rosen, the chosen Rosen. So that way, if Mullins, something happens to Mullins, Kirk doesn't have to go in behind a backup offensive line. There you go. That's key number one is staying as healthy as possible week 18. But that's it. Let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture. Vikings sort of locked into the 3 seed, but we'll see. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.